Okay, so we've all seen Legos, right? They're everywhere, a total staple of childhood for, well, generations now. But what if I told you those little colorful bricks are way more than just toys? Today, we're going to dig into how they're actually powerful tools for building something so much more important than a castle or a spaceship. We're talking about building a future-ready mind.
So that leads to this huge question. Picture a kid totally surrounded by a mountain of blocks. Is that just messing around? Is it just child's play? Or could it be some of the most powerful foundational work they'll ever do? Let's dive in and find out. Well, if you ask educators, the answer is actually pretty clear. There is a hidden power packed into every single one of these simple blocks, something that goes way, way beyond just playtime.
See, in the world of education, things like Legos actually have a formal name. They're called manipulatives. And STEAM educator William Jackson puts it perfectly. He calls them fundamental tools for developing critical thinking, problem solving, and creative thinking. Just hearing that, that one idea alone kind of shifts your whole perspective on them, doesn't it?
Okay, so what exactly are these lessons hiding in every block? Well, believe it or not, it all starts with the simple science of stacking, and this is where a ton of learning is secretly happening. Seriously, just think about it for a second. Every single block a kid places, that's like a tiny physics experiment. There's no textbook, no lecture, but they're intuitively figuring out big concepts like stability, balance, and weight distribution. It's literally hands-on geometry in 3D. And what's wild is that this whole process, it's a perfect mirror of the scientific method. You've got the hypothesis, right? Hey, can I build it this way? Then comes the experiment. You stack the blocks. And finally, the conclusion. You see if the tower stands up or, well, if it falls down. This isn't just random play at all. It's a super structured, totally natural learning process. And that falling tower, that actually brings us to one of the most important lessons of all. I'm talking about the gift of failure. Because you know what? When that tower comes crashing down, that's when the real learning is just getting started. And look, this isn't just some abstract classroom theory. We're hearing this from the top. The CEO of NVIDIA, Jensen Huang, says that having a tolerance for failure is absolutely essential for innovation. He talks about this idea of learning to fail fast and cheap to find success. That's the whole principle behind prototyping and engineering and tech. And a falling Lego tower, that's a kid's very first lesson in that exact mindset. And educator William Jackson is right there with him. He points out that, way too many kids are taught to see failure as a step down. But the real goal, the big idea, it's to help them reframe it as a setup for their next, even better attempt. That, right there, is how you build resilience, literally one block at a time. Now, Legos also teach us something really important about building beyond the instructions. They kind of offer two totally different paths. Think of it like the difference between following a map and exploring a whole new world on your own. So, you've got one path, following that instruction manual. That's awesome for building focus and learning how to execute a plan from start to finish. But then, there's the other path, a big pile of bricks in just your imagination. That's where you foster real innovation and that on-the-fly problem solving. And here's the key. Both of these paths are absolutely critical for developing a truly well-rounded mind. All right, so let's zoom out for a second and connect all these dots. Because this isn't really just about building toys, is it? It's about constructing future-ready minds, and that has an impact that lasts a lifetime. When you get right down to it, these are the true building blocks for life. We're talking about critical thinking, the kind of creative problem solving that you see in things like software development. We're talking about building resilience, fueling the kind of innovation that engineers and designers need. And maybe, just maybe, the most important one of all, the unshakable self-confidence that comes from taking an idea in your head and turning it into something real you can hold in your hand. So, here's a final thought to leave you with. If a simple little plastic brick can hold this much educational power, it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other everyday tools are we totally underestimating? What's just sitting around us waiting to be understood?